and welcome back to the No Cap Space post-game show. Tyler and Shawnee holding it down here today. What a day of hoops. Highs and lows, you could say. We'll get into all of it. But first, our lovely friends at Home Field, where you can use code NOCAP15 to get 15% off your first home field purchase, or go to the No Cap Space Women's Basketball Collection. Every piece of women's basketball merch on the entire Home Field website, personally curated by No Cap Space.
The tastemakers.
All right, let's start with we're gonna work our way back.
I would also like to start off by saying thank you guys to the support in real life, like having boots on the ground and having people be like, yeah, I disagree with this agenda, or yeah. I see you guys, like that makes the whole experience worth it. Like, we do this because we love the game, and we have people that also love the game joining us. So we thank you guys for making this possible, for making it worthwhile, for making our day when you pull up and let us know that you see us. And when you pull up on Tyler, let him know that you don't agree with any agenda that we've ever had. Any negative reviews, please take them to Tyler. I'm just a girl. Having said that, USC versus K-State.
All right, man. Look, they had it on the sidelines. We have it here. JuJu Watkins, we are still here. USC is still fighting on to the Elite Eight. Look, bro, they really had this on the sideline, like shaking and everything. That was awesome. But yeah, maybe not how we expected this game to go down. And like we were saying, hey, USC's going to advance. Not how we would maybe anticipate the way it would happen. Because it wasn't Kiki Iriafin kind of just popping off. Like, obviously we know that she can do, and we'll get into that. But it was the freshman. And look, man, Kennedy Smith and Avery Howell, 19 and 18 points respectively. But Kennedy Smith is so quickly rising up my ranks, like, which is one of my favorite players, because she's scoring, right? And like that's like something that she can do. However, the entire time she's staring at Serena Sundell in her eyes on defense and just being like, "What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna poke that ball away. What are you gonna do about it?" And like Sundell got hers, don't get me wrong, but like Kennedy Smith is one of those ones, and now getting to see it on the offensive end as well. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful performance, and a massive way to step up in the obvious, insane gravity of the absence of JuJu Watkins.
Right.
But Shawnee, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, but that's what you want to see, because there was no gloom and doom. Like, people were like, ooh, green light. Like, oh, yes, we're sure. Yes, we are absolutely heartbroken. We love her. JuJu on the shirt, JuJu on the beat, and what have you. But, like, I'm going to take these shots. For real, for real. I saw a ball movement that I don't think I've seen all season. Like, they was whipping that rock. And you love to see that. You love to see the confidence. You saw kind of like the full spectrum, because there were some times I was like, okay, this is why y'all don't get majority of the shots. Like, goodness gracious. But it's like, again, freshmen stepping up in the Sweet 16 when their number is called. So you give them all the grace in the world. Let them work it out. They did work it out. It didn't hinder the team too much. Like, they stepped up when Kiki was just saving her energy for UConn. Like, that's what this is about. So
pivot.
It was like, y'all got it. Let the kids get some confidence, because they're gonna have to abuse Ashland Shade. So she was just letting them get theirs, and they took the opportunity. You like to see them confident. You like to see them making the right plays. You like to see them like not afraid to try. They need to like work on the like full court passes a little more, because I was like, all right, y'all just out there doing stuff because you can. Let's bring it back down just a touch. But, again, I'll live with that. I'd rather tell you, like, hey, pull back than turn up. So none of them were passive. Love to see it.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you. And what makes it so interesting to me is that obviously this is not the Kiki game that I think people expected. Again, if I told you USC was going to win, and then I also followed that up by telling you that Kiki was going to go 3 of 13 for 7 points, that doesn't – like those variables don't work together. Generally speaking, like just without knowing what had happened. But it was crazy too, because the shots that Kiki were getting, Kiki is automatic normally. Like from that short corner and the mid range, like they were picking apart and getting to the spots that Kiki likes to get to. And they just weren't falling today. But like I mean, look, I do think, in a certain way, like, I know, like, you're kind of joking about saving it for UConn, but also, like, I do think that this is a big deal that these freshmen get this big game out of the way, and they weren't kind of like Kiki didn't put the team on her back, and like, it was a legitimate team win against a very, very solid and veteran Kansas State team, I might add. But yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm incredibly impressed. I had heard good things about the practices from USC, and so, like, I wasn't surprised, like in the sense, like, how you were mentioning, like, the ball was moving, like, they didn't seem like shell shocked or like not knowing what to do, generally speaking, over the course of this game.
Because these are high level talent. Like,
I mean, this is the #1 recruiting class last year. Like, these freshmen are legit,
So it's like you have transfers that were like standout players on their respective teams. So it's like, yes, we're here to help JuJu, but like, don't get it twisted. We do this too. We were supposed to be high level help. So now they're allowed to be high level just on their own. So I'm not surprised by it. And I'm glad they like know who they are and how they get down and, show them.
Yeah. So now we see what happens, going forward. I mean, this to kind of pivot over to Kansas State just a little bit. I mean, this is going to be an incredibly different team next year. Ayoka Lee will not be on the roster. Look, man, for all the damage that Ayoka Lee has done to me over the years, still so much respect. Because the PTSD will never go away.
And that's great because she's a family therapist. So like,
exactly, I might need an appointment. Like, I might need.
She gives you a 61% off discount.
Damn, I can't even get the full 62. Yeah.
Dang, she put 62
yeah,
on.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, you got Serena Sundell. Like, you have like this. It's gonna be a very, very different Kansas State team next year. And I honestly don't know like what they have like coming in like recruiting wise or anything like to know like what the reload kind of looks like in that way. But yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely very interested just because it has been such a strong foundation for Kansas State for so long because Ayoka Lee has been there 7 years, obviously on and off in that, like with injuries, and Serena Sundell has been there for very, very solid years. So I'm interested in what that kind of looks like, honestly, going forward. So I'll be intrigued by that. But again, I thought Rhea Marshall was pretty solid tonight. Like, I think it's kind of been a little bit of up and down season for her, and like the spacing with her and Kiki has been weird at several points during the season and whatnot. But I thought, I mean, you did enough, and you got your freshmen to kind of get their feet wet when it comes to truly like producing enough to lead this team, and that feels massive.
Okay, so hold on, I'm gonna pull this comment up. Is she like that? Because I'm gonna go look at these clips. I'm gonna look at she hoops in Missouri. I'm gonna go look.
Not the fact check.
Yeah, I need her to be like that. Because I'll push the agenda. She's got next. Because
if nothing else, Shawnee will push an agenda.
Listen, I love getting in on the ground floor of an up and coming star. If she's got next, let me know. And because home field has some delicious merch for K-State.
Yeah. It's really good. It's actually really good. Like,
that purple, something about the fabric they use in that purple. Ooh,
it hits.
It's special.
Yeah.
So if I need to get on it, just say I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna keep my eye on it.
Shawnee, any closing thoughts here before we move on to the game that was before this?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can go ahead and go.
You sure? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a tough day. It was a day of mourning here, and never want to see that. Never want to see that. And unfortunately today,
what?
Oklahoma season came to an end. And it's a sad thing. It's a thing you never want to have to experience, but ultimately we're here. Our first Sweet 16 over a decade. But we ran into green light Paige Bueckers. And that was one of the most terrifying experiences of my entire life. And ultimately, there's so much to be proud of. Your first year in the SEC. Leah Chavez is on the way. But today, in that second quarter, I felt some of the most joy I've ever felt when Peyton Verhulst pulled up from that logo. And there shed a tear. But ultimately, it's back to the city of Norman for Oklahoma. How do I?
Okay, I'm gonna. It's like I've let this go on long enough. Because like everybody knows that Tyler is like a former childhood star turned basketball analyst. So like there are times when I just have to let him get his stuff off. But like, all right. I was
about to sing the whole song.
Come on, Hamlet, let's go.
Oh man, but yes, Oklahoma does get eliminated. Paige Bueckers drops a career high 40 points. Someone please tweet that at me, just so we can just get that circulating and just let everyone know what the vibes are here in the No Cat Space stream tonight. But yeah, look, man, Paige with that green light got buckets in every which way tonight, Shawnee. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually going to take this to the very top of the chat because I am so impressed by this comment here. At 6:30 p.m. Central Time, almost 3 hours before we go live, they were preheating the hate for you, Shawnee. They were preheating the hate. And with that, I will open the floor up to you, Shawnee. What did you think, Shawnee, of Paige Bueckers' career high performance?
I think it's interesting that I was able to get more out of Paige than Gino. So perhaps I should be on staff because why is it that when I start saying it, now all of a sudden she wants to be aggressive. She wants to take the shots that she doesn't usually take. She wants to score an abnormal amount. But like, Gino, why couldn't you get that out of her? Like, I can push the right buttons, but Hall of Fame coach Luigi Oriema did not. I deserve pay. I'm really proud of her for finally stepping up to the plate in year 9 at, the tender age of 32 years old. Like, better late than never. She should be setting an example for her, the people that attended her Paige Bueckers basketball camp because they're all grown now. So she's playing against them. And, it's just you got to set an example. You can't have them at your camp and you're not outscoring them. So I'm really glad to see that. And she reheated Caitlin's nachos. I ain't gonna hold you because I saw it earlier.
Brother.
She did get fouled. No. She did get fouled on that 3-pointer, right?
For beers with the
yeah. And like there should have been landing space. And I was like, this is Caitlin coded. Like, she doesn't get landing space either. Like, so she ate my girl's nachos. We're up. Chris Daly. We'll talk about wardrobe because I want to get some fits off too. I don't think I would live in stores. I got to see what the next like livable city is because but yeah, we'll swag it out. UConn, Homefield's got some great UConn merch.
Yeah, it's some really good.
So if I gotta put on for the city and put on for the team, UConn apparently needs me. So
we have this take here from Joe. Can we argue that she's had green light for 5 years yet uses it 2 to 3 times per year? I think that's fair. I mean, I think yeah. I mean, I
don't know because like Nika was like at point. So she comes back from injury and Nika's already at the 1. And like I saw a lot of UConn fans that was like, she's playing out of position. Like, why are we playing Paige at the 2 when she's better with the ball? When she's better with the ball in her hand. So it's like if Gino was trying to like, fit pieces together and not completely disrupt the chemistry that was formed while she was out and like kind of fit her in instead of like fitting them around her.
Yeah.
I could understand that. Now, could I have done a better job? Maybe. I guess we'll never know. But we'll have to see at my opening press conference when I take over for Gino Auriemma.
That would be the funniest thing ever.
Because, like, Greer, what are you going to say now? I'm coaching your team. Welcome to hell.
Hey, those Ryan Ruocco you bets on those Paige threes.
You bet.
Bro, nothing is more painful than the Ryan Ruocco you bet. The only thing worse is your own team getting a no! Made famous.
Peyton pulls up for 3 again. No.
Yeah.
Skyler Man, way off the mark.
Okay. Anyways, I'll put it like this, man. For a quick Oklahoma perspective.
Wait. Hold on, because it sounds like you're underwater. You mute yourself or something?
Hello?
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
are you cupping, please? Because you can go back to whatever it was if you're gonna make excuses.
Like, no excuses. No.
I'm kidding.
Don't worry. Look, man. I was just happy to be here. You know, like I haven't been here since like 2013. Like
you're but a lad.
A wee lad. And
embryo.
Okay, not that wee. But this was like my worst nightmare of an Oklahoma loss. Because I was thinking like ahead of time, like where I was trying to convince myself, like, yeah, we can do this, you know, like, and I'm trying to figure out the lanes in my head and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, if we can just kind of make the others around Paige beat us and not turn the ball over, I think we can do this. We let Paige beat us, and we had 23 turnovers and 22 made field goals. This was quite possibly the worst way that this game could have possibly gone.
We did nothing that we set out to do. There were lines on the whiteboard. It's like no check marks.
They took my game plan and said, you know what would be awesome? What if we did the opposite? And yes, to this point here, look, our one advantage was the rebounding potential.
Dang.
And man, those UConn guards were on the boards like nobody's business.
And that's why Ashlyn got laid out.
Oh my God, bro. I thought they were going to bring the stretcher out or something. That was bad. Ain't no way she's just like, okay. Like, that was crazy. When I tell you, me and Big Mike was the loudest. Ooh! When that happened, oh my goodness.
Because trust me, once she gets Paige age, you are never, ever trying to take a hit like that ever in life. That is, oof. I can't even imagine at this. Ooh, God.
Yeah, brutal. But yeah, ultimately, for Oklahoma to look ahead, you get Peyton Verhulst back next year. You get Reagan Beerson back next year. You get Aaliyah Chavez back next year. Or you get, well, not back, but here. You have another 5-star coming in. You have a 4-star coming in. Hailey Van looked great. But yeah, man, some of those turnovers today were just brutal. So what are you going to do? Again, I was happy to be here. I haven't been to a second weekend in recent memory. So happy to be here. But looking ahead to UConn USC. I will say, well, hold on. First off, it was a great week for Oklahoma because we got to the second weekend and we got Aaliyah Chavez.
Go women.
Go women. Go women. Look, man, I'll tell you the one thing that I took away from this UConn game where I was like, what's going on here from a UConn perspective? Sarah Strong was a little hesitant in this game. And obviously first tournament, freshman, all that stuff. It felt like there was a decent amount of second guessing in this one.
I anticipated that. Like when you're going against Big Beers, like Beers has been like legit since she touched down.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is like in Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she's coming in with confidence and like that technical skill that she's acquired over the last couple of years. And I expected this to be like kind of a master class of like, all right, youngin, I'm out to here's your welcome to the tournament moment. So it wasn't, super, super bad, but like I expected there to be some growing pains on Sarah's part.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's fair. And like, it's also like, I mean, I say that, and she had 11 and 11 with 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Like that's just like kind of the standard that she's set for herself this season.
Right.
And like, it wasn't a thing where she was like making mistakes. It really was just like, you could tell like the extra second or like the extra hop, you know, or like just on making a decision.
Oh, because grandma was in her ear telling her to get her the ball. She's got a point to prove. Okay. See, so she's bad for development. She got to go.
Anyways. This is so wicked. But no, I will say though, I'll ask you this question, just in general, okay? And I'm just lobbing this up, and you can dunk it down, you can pass it out, however you want to do it. When Paige Bueckers is shooting 27 shots and goes 16 to 27 and has the efficiency level that she has, and she is operating with that shot volume, who's beating UConn?
That's a good question, because like in my head right now, I'm just like, they're gonna dog walk USC, no pun intended, because it's like she's gonna be playing against people 15 years her junior. So it's like, you know, they did great tonight. Give them all the credit in the world, but it's like it's a different animal when you're going with a 13-year vet who's been around the block a couple times, knows their way around the tournament, has made several deep runs. Like that matters in all seriousness, like the experience and knowing when to turn it on. So if she's got the green light and she's like, all right, we're doing this, and then she sees what it looks like when she's doing that, like that could be a scary thing, because sometimes you got to just get out of your own head and get out of your own way. So if she's able to do that, I want a ring.
Look, I mean,
I want my own float in the parade.
I thought you were just saying like that's the standard you're setting for Paige. I didn't mean you were talking about your own personal ring. Like you want to.
No, I want credit. Because she didn't start doing this until I started coaching her up via YouTube. So it's like,
if they need your name up in Gamble.
Yeah.
They need you up next to Lobo.
When these brokies finally get enough money for a statue, like I need to be in contention.
Look, man. I mean, I can't think of many other people that have had a longer legacy with UConn than you.
We go way back. Yeah. And now I'm finally pushing y'all to end the... What is it like? When did Stewie leave? 10 years ago? It's been a very long time since they've won a title.
Yeah. No, it has. I mean, look, I don't know. Again, I mean, a Paige like this that goes 6 of 8 from 3. And like, frankly, Kennedy Smith is going to be a way better defender than anyone that Oklahoma could throw at her. And so like 2016 was the last one. I heard Shawnee actually found the first UConn Husky. Yeah,
he was hungry. He was scared, and I took him in.
Shawnee found the first Jonathan.
Boiled some chicken, made some rice, nursed him back to health, and from that moment on, UConn has been in my debt, indebted to me.
Yeah, you know. So, but I mean, man, like the inevitability of Paige Bueckers today was what hurt me the most. It was just like, what can you do? Like there was nothing you could do.
Enough. I'm sorry.
Enough of the Utah. Oh, don't worry.
We're getting there.
That's at the end of it. We're gonna get through today, and then we're gonna get through.
We're getting there.
Wait, hold on, Tyler. That's not what you meant. Stop fronting. You thought OU was going to win.
Get him. Because what did he say?
Jerome Danielson. At no point did I think that Oklahoma was going to beat UConn.
Are you sure?
Was there a way? Absolutely.
Hold on, because there's been several videos on our YouTube channel. Y'all go look back on the YouTube channel, find the clip, and hold him accountable. If you see this man in Tampa, come up to him and ask him.
There was an evidence.
What were you thinking when you said this? Show it on your phone. Have the evidence, because he's just trying to sidestep.
Check my bracket. Anyways. Now wait a damn minute, Millhouse. now wait a damn minute. Hold on.
Wait a minute now.
Not too much on
you're doing a bit much now.
Not too much on my thought. Okay, hold on.
Because Paige is actually older than my son, Shea Gorgeous Alexander. So we gotta like relax a little on that too. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, UConn USC is gonna be it's gonna be very, very fun.
Yeah,
again,
truthfully, like I told y'all, like Bonnet Gang when we did our bracket breakdown, I said like I had a bad feeling just based off of how the Aces season went. Like we're kind of tethered, so I was like the worst possible outcome would be UConn winning a championship. But now it's kind of like she might just do it because I still, like I said after we got boat raced, like it wasn't like shots weren't falling or we were uncharacteristic or blah 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 blah. Like she exposed some stuff and it was bad. So if we can get that patched up during the tournament, then yeah, we can stop her, assuming we get there. But like, I don't know. If she's scoring 40, I've seen her score 30 on South Carolina before, and this was like what, freshman year? Might have been sophomore year. One of those years, she got the win in overtime over us. So it's like,
so
you know,
it's very possible. And I'm very excited to see. I mean, because look, you've now gotten back-to-back career high performances, and like it just kind of keeps leveling up. I don't know if we see another like level up to like higher than 40. I'm not like going to put that expectation out there by any means. But I mean, this is the most determined I've seen Paige Bueckers to go and get a bucket, and it's throughout like the entire like when she just kind of started, there was no stopping it. And I don't know. Again, she's just so damn good. Like when she's running her shot. Like,
but now she's got to win that title. Like she's got to perfect Caitlin's nacho recipe because you've already started dabbling in it. So
there you go. But yes, to continue on, Shawnee, you are still currently in Birmingham.
I am still currently in Birmingham. Yes.
You had boots on the ground today. And there were two pretty interesting games. Honestly, we'll start off with these battle of the Orange, SEC, T's, state schools of Texas. Like there's a lot going on here. Actually,
that's interesting.
Yeah. But this was a game where it was like, I kind of honestly, like as I was watching it, I was like, okay, at some point Tennessee surely is going to heat up, and like it just kind of never really came directly, and like Texas was just steady, and like they didn't have the offense to ever pull away when Tennessee was struggling heavily offensively. But I mean, Texas just kind of just continues to be steady, and frankly, with how good their defense is, like that can be enough oftentimes with Texas. And I will say, I Jordan Lee and Preston, their two freshmen off the bench were massive, and I have been kind of like pushing the Jordan Lee agenda a little bit, their freshman, because she is one of the only player that can actually space the floor for Texas. And she comes in and she makes 3 of 5 from 3. And like I haven't really like felt like she's gotten the necessary burn to kind of build that up as a freshman, because there's been some poor shooting performances, admittedly. But again, it felt like the kind of acclimation period was never truly given to her for her just to kind of like go out there and shoot sometimes, like just and get that familiarity with the college game and whatnot. But 33 minutes from her today, 13 points off the bench, and Preston as well, 28 minutes, 12 points off the bench. Like these are kind of new contributors to Texas.
Yeah, and it's necessary. Like sure. Rory Harmon's not going to be there forever. And like to your point, I think the steadiness is like Texas knows we're going to score our 42 points. So like we don't need to rush to get to the 42.
Shawnee, can you like come on now?
But like in their mind, they're like, yeah, we don't gotta rush. We know our 42 is gonna be there at the end of the night when we get there. So like, what do we need to rush? And Tennessee got a lot of shots up. I think at one point it was like what 13 of 40 something. I had the sheet in the first. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've had
oh wait, look at you, boots on the ground. Okay, stat sheet. Okay, stat sheet.
Stat sheet in the first half. Yeah, they were like 13 of 34. So, you get 34 shots up. Texas got 27. They were 15 of 27. So it's like, that's kind of the difference. Tennessee, that's a good strategy though. Like just hit them as many times as you can before they hit you back. But like, you got to land the punches. So 13 of 34, that was never really going to get it done.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. But again, I mean, you get 17 from Booker, which is what you need, right? I mean, like if you're getting like, I mean, again, if you're keeping the other team low scoring, like that is plenty from Booker, which is what has been the Texas form. Like if they're gonna win, that's how they're gonna do it. And again, like I left impressed by Texas again. And again, it always feels unsafe with Texas, especially against a team like a Tennessee that can just like catch fire. Like I never felt safe for Texas. But again, ultimately, when you know that they win the game, they get the conclusion that they want. The steadiness can easily be applauded. Like they just never allow a run to happen. Really, like Tennessee got to tie it up a couple times, took a couple leads here and there, but like I mean, again, just I was so impressed by the steadiness, and that goes so far. I feel like in March, where there can be so many variables, you never know who's going to pop up. Like, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, because like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We're live every day here for the No Cat Space post game show during March when there's games. But yeah, also to show some love to Tennessee in Kim Caldwell's first year, like this was a team that like she certainly had some like roster construction like that she did with this team, but also like several pieces that played just very different roles previously in the Kelly Harper era of Tennessee basketball, and now go into a completely different system and achieve at least equal. Like they reached that. This is as far as Kelly Harper got during her Tennessee tenure. No strays or shade or anything, you know. My bad. But like to accomplish this in year one.
All right, not too much on my Scorpio brother. He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, come on.
So let's hold these comments until he gets back, and then make him.
And then you can.
Crimes.
Yeah.
Andrew deserves a fair trial.
Yes.
In front of a jury made up of his commenting peers.
Yes, exactly. But I guess Shawnee, for you, like this Tennessee squad, Kim Caldwell and everything, you got to see it here, you know, in person. This again, obviously not the result that they wanted, but I mean, Kim Caldwell to me feels like the one that can make this happen again with this Lady Vols program. But your thoughts, haven't seen it in person.
I have a story coming out. I wasn't feeling that well earlier today, so a lot going on. But I'm gonna have a story come out. Like I talked to Salasia Cooper, and she was like super sad, as you know,
understandable.
You know,
yeah.
But like the stuff she was saying, like in this very sad voice, I was like, oh, because I believe I gotta go back and listen. She said a Final Four run is in there. It, you know, is on the horizon.
Yeah.
So like Kim has them believing that a deep run is coming, and it's like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they, you know, she feels like they bought in. Salasia was saying like she's pushing them, she's holding them accountable. She knows, you know, how to get stuff out of them, and they believe in her. So it's gonna be a fun run, because I believe she also has what it takes to recruit.
Yeah, we've already started to see the high school recruiting, and I don't think Tennessee is a hard sell for a transfer either. Like as long as you're willing to play defense, like the
right.
System is the system. It's like it's going to be only for certain people, but I can see the appeal of it, like 100%. So
Tennessee fans, like, it sucks now, but like again, year one, she's not on the sideline for like several games because she's literally giving birth to a human child.
What she say? She was just busy. Like she was like when they asked her about it, like busy is one way to put it. Like
and I love that, because usually men say I was busy and they're like getting married, so like they're not telling you.
Oh yeah, it was pretty like in line.
Yeah, so she's just like, oh, I had some stuff going on, and it's just, you know, childbirth.
Yeah.
I
do respect it.
Year one, Sweet 16. Sweet 16, and then you push it to the limit. Sweet 16, you get some more consistent shooters. People feel more comfortable in their roles. You get like a strong vet, right? A battle-tested vet to really rally them. Man, it could be up. You've already beaten UConn in year one.
Yeah, which is
Paige, and 31 years old, you beat Paige Bueckers on her way out. So that's something to hang your hat on.
Can I just like throw something out into the universe and like just see how it sounds real quick? And it might sound bad, admittedly, but like just an idea. Cody McMahon to Tennessee. She already does the pressing with Ohio State. That'd be a very funny story after how that game like ended with Kim like walking by Kim. I kind of need it.
See, there's a locker room piece to it, right? You can't go from Sarah Puckett and her yes ma'ams and no ma'ams to Cody McMahon double gun salute. Like that doesn't work. Like,
but imagine the SEC rivalry games. Like,
no, and it would be great, but it's just like you got to manage that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And you got to have a temperament to manage it. And I don't think it's a good idea to have her manage that in year 2 while I'm trying to do like 7 other things and establish my program. But I think like from a talent perspective, what she does on the court, like that would be a dope fit. It's just, can she buy in and be a leader? Because you can't come in the locker room acting up.
Yeah,
like you can start drama in a healthy, ethical, hating way, but you can't come in. You can't come in bringing that energy, especially like when it wasn't really working at Ohio State. Like I don't mind an edge. I don't mind. Y'all know I don't.
We're the last people to be anti-hate. You know, it just has to be the right type and ethical. I can understand.
Yeah, it can't be a distraction. It can't be a disruption. It has to be like to lead the team and let them rally behind it instead of bringing things on them. So it's like, I'm still a fan of Cody. I still think she fits with a lot of different schools. I'm just not sure that one would be the absolute best at this exact moment.
I think that's.
But we'll see.
I think that's fair. Any closing thoughts on this one? Because I know, look, man, not to breeze past this one or go too quick, but that first game of the day was one of those games.
Special.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
It was so
Hailey Van Lith. Hailey Van Lith. Bro, Shawnee. In person, you see it. Your daughter, you have been on the Hailey Van Lith train before anyone else I knew. Like before anyone, like I think you've been on the Hailey Van Lith train longer than we've known each other.
Yes, actually.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like before we even knew each other, you were on the Hailey Van Lith train. Just we'll dive into the game itself, but like
watch your mouth, sir.
The general ISO here about what Hailey Van Lith was able to accomplish today. Just give me the ISO, and then we'll dive into some deeper parts of this game.
History. She accomplished history. Like leading the team to its first Elite 8 in program history, because it's like she's had a lot of Elite 8s. This is her 5th year. She's been around town. 3rd team, 5th one. And she showed up and showed out. And she said that after, go watch the interview on our YouTube page.
It's so crazy because I was just pulling up the quote graphic from that. But continue. Do your thing.
But she said like maturity really came into play. And you could really see it because it's like, I love Hannah. Like watching Hannah today, it was not a great performance by her at all, but I still loved every second of it.
It's like an out-of-body experience. Like when I got to see it at USC, and that was a good performance, right? But you just know, like you are actively watching like one of the best players.
She's different.
Yeah.
I don't care what the stats say today, what happened today. Like she's just watching her on defense is such a joy.
Yeah.
Like just watching how she moves, what she's looking at, where her focus is. Like, it was exciting. It was so exciting. And then Olivia was like amped up. Hailey brought that out of her, bro. She's flexing down the court. She like
never ever. No, seriously, Olivia will have like a moment of that. I feel like, but bro, that whole like first half, she had the behind the back like scoop layup. She had the
and she didn't even need to do that. She threw it and then turned on purpose.
Like just stunting for no reason, but for reason, and that reason is because what was going on the other side. Because Hailey Van Lith gave it right back to her, that block and the stare down. Like, bro,
but who started it all was actually Madison Connor. Because I was like, what's her deal? Every time she hit her shot.
Like, okay.
I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you. And so she got the party started for real, and then Hailey just took over because TCU takes the lead, and then Notre Dame comes back and takes the lead, a 1-point lead in the second quarter, and then they just held it. Like, just held it. I'm like planning story ideas for next round, and Hailey was like, chill out. Here we go. And she just shoots up, bro, all those 5 of 13 performances.
Yeah. So, no.
All those off-balance fadeaway shots, sideways, across the free throw line, like, just for this moment, she stepped up. She was hitting shots. She was making reads. She made the right plays. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So proud.
It was fantastic.
Once again, I was in attendance, so I'm gonna take credit.
You can have statues all over, like. But I did want to point this quote stood out for me from your time with Hailey, which you can find here on the No Cap Space YouTube channel. But it was just to summarize this quote here, the responsibility that Hailey Van Lith takes to go and be better than the other team's best player, and especially the guard. The responsibility of that, and to be so willing to take on the consequences of that, and whether that be like a bad performance, and like she owns, like I've never seen her back down from ownership of a bad performance. I've never personally seen that, but also even just like the consequences on the court, like you might get got, and they're gonna talk back. Like we saw that today too, and just the openness to just accept that responsibility and understand that that's to me a mark of like what makes her so damn good is the willingness to accept that responsibility and that challenge. And
I think like a large part of it is like the confidence in herself. Like
she
knows
absolutely
who she is, she knows what she's capable of. And then when you look at this last almost a year, going back to the Olympics when Rashard wrote, so go to our Substack.
Come on now. If you've been a No Cap Space subscriber, you're not surprised by what we're seeing from Hailey Van Lith right now. Because Shard had the article from the Olympics. He had the mock drafts where even we were like, hold on now, that's a little high. Shardy knows ball, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Shardy knows. Listen to Shardy. And well, most of the time. Sometimes he be wilding. But like, listen to Shardy on his mock drafts, if nothing else. Because he's had Hailey Van Lith up high in the first round. I think he had like as high as like 5 to Golden State at one point during the season. Like,
yeah, because if she's doing that,
he's a believer.
Let me address this real quick. Why is Paige grandma but not HVL? Because HVL graduated from high school at 16, so technically she is on track to graduate at a normal.
Me too. Shout out to H. Hey, we'll run with that.
Is that a fact?
I'm not fact checking right now.
Yeah, nobody can say.
I'm not fact checking right
now. Definitively, I didn't make that up.
Yeah.
And until you can say that, there's levels to this.
Look, I'm totally with you. To pivot over to Notre Dame just for a minute. The amount of missed layups that they had was brutal, and frankly, the entire guard rotation, their big three of guards, just not it. Like, you had some really good moments. I feel like from each of them, like Sonya had like that turnaround, like mid-range jumper where I was like, oh damn. And then like the Olivia obviously had her highlight moments and everything, but ultimately in this game, 3 of 19 from Hannah, 3 of 10 from Olivia, 4 of 15 from Sonya. That doesn't get it done. And
then some of it was timing too, because like when Leah King missed her first shot of the game, I almost cried. Because one, like, I wanted her to continue to be perfect, and then 2, it came like with under a minute to go when they really, really, really needed that layup.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ugh. But like you can't. The guards couldn't really take it because they were struggling. And as much as I hate to say it, trust me, I hate to say it. Sedona made a difference, like just as a rim protector, and that kind of said that it affected things. Trust me, I hate saying it.
It did, and that's all we'll say on that. Yeah. But no, Leah King was phenomenal in this game. I was talking about her as like an early second round. Like I think she's like a fantastic second round draft pick that depending on fit, like obviously she's kind of smaller for like her position. No, but literally. But like ultimately she just gets stuff done. Like Leah King just gets stuff done. And like I love her game, and like I could see her on Indiana. I could see her as some depth for Las Vegas. I'm very intrigued by where she could potentially end up, because I mean, what a fantastic 1 year transfer rental, quote unquote, in South Bend for her. But again, this is going to be a very different team next year. Sonia is going to the draft. We know that. Olivia still hasn't like officially said it, but like even when she was like she said like she outgrew college today, but like since she said she wasn't, like she was undecided. So
she don't want to go to class. She might want to work on her game, but she don't want to go to class, and I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel that.
And Olivia's not there to play school. And
well, no, she already did her schooling, so it's like
what I'm saying. Like if she comes back, like it's not. Yeah, so
I have a content idea, because this is a Richard question. So gather up your draft questions, and we're going to give them to him and make him answer them.
That sounds like a great mailbag for our ball knowers tier on nocatspacewbb.com, which you can find in the description below. Look at that. Wow. But I mean, look, man, obviously disappointing for Notre Dame. Let me ask you, I know we very briefly had the conversation a little bit in the chat, but just your general opinion. Is it time for a Niele Ivey conversation, having not made it past the Sweet 16?
Because we're not. So we're stagnating a little bit, but we're also not regressing. So we do need to take a hard look at this particular season, because I don't know what happened, because they went from looking like a literal championship team. Yeah. Like at their best, even today, I was like, they can hang with anybody. Yeah. But they kind of just stopped. So we got to figure out why that happened and what went wrong with this season. And if you can figure that out and, I trust her to get some pieces. She's got some good pieces coming back. But I think like right now you're starting to like plateau. And I think, at least one more. Yeah. I think really that's start fair. Like looking like, hey.
It's like I think we're like attaching the heater to the seat, but we're not turning it on yet. I feel like it's like
turn it on low. You can turn it on low, because this was a
low simmer. A low simmer.
This was a Final Four type season.
To be honest, that felt like. There's just so much talent on this roster. You're healthy by the end of the year, which has obviously been the problem with Notre Dame in the past couple of years. But I mean, like, this just crash and burn that we saw at the end of this season. And even what's crazy, like it looked like they were back in the first two rounds. Like that Michigan game was incredibly impressive. And again, like it's just there was almost like
106 points, bro.
Like against a very, very good Michigan team, like a very solid, but like young,
like SF Austin, but like. Sorry.
Yeah, you know. But like
106 is 106.
Yeah. But here's I to me that the thing that has stood out to me this season is like when the going gets rough in a Notre Dame game, it feels like there's a decent amount of panic. And I think some of that has to do with Hannah Hidalgo, like just kind of forcing shots. Also, I feel like there became like a trend of Hannah Hidalgo searching for fouls instead of just going and putting the ball in the basket. Like when going up for layups, like that I did not like as a development arc over the course of this season. So like that's something that I don't want to see anymore. But I mean, again, like there's a lot of responsibility on Hannah. 2 assists in this game, 3 of 19 shooting. Like for someone as ball, like there's sometimes like it has to just be a balance, and I don't feel like we've seen Hannah really find the balance. In that way yet.
Because there was a moment in the fourth quarter, Hannah was like getting coached by her dad, and he's like, he's up. So she's like looking, he was like telling her something. He was very demonstrative but like I couldn't tell exactly what he was saying. So I'm actually really curious, like what he told her to do, because she wasn't looking at Niel, she was looking at him and like paying attention to what he was saying. And it was second half for sure because they were right on our side.
Mm-hmm.
So I am curious if that like goes into anything you were saying in terms of like what he told her to do.
Because I mean, look, there's a lot of just like, I mean, there's several minutes or like several moments, excuse me, like where it's just like pass, like just like it's okay, like or like where she kind of just dives in head first. And what's frustrating is like Hannah is good enough just to go and finish those sometimes, and like so like you're gonna get moments where it's just like no, yes, you know, and like it works out, but like the moments where it didn't work out stacked up today pretty heavy, and I feel like had been kind of stacking up over the course of this kind of crash and burn towards the end of the season. So that's kind of what like looking for like next season for Notre Dame. That's what I'm looking at for Hannah Hidalgo is striking the balance, because again, you don't want to lose her aggressiveness, and like obviously you want her putting up shots. Like I don't think that's not what I'm saying by any means, but just knowing just a little bit better creation for your others and knowing when to do what is what I'll be looking for.
She's got to find the touch.
Yeah. So,
and I think like that's a good problem to have. Again, I would rather have to tell you to reel it in than to have to turn you up.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
She's gonna find the touch.
Don't gotta worry about that with Hannah, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, again, I'm sorry. I watched one of her worst performances and still left impressed and a fan. Like I'm with it. I'm all in on Hannah. She'll figure it out.
Shawnee, I just want you to know that you have people checking birth certificates in the chat right now. This is what you've done.
That's insane that you guys would go look up her personal information.
Damn, they're both older than me?
Are you doxing Hailey Van Lith? Like, stop. Everybody, get that off the screen.
They're both older than me. I didn't even realize that.
Everyone's older than you. That doesn't count for anything.
Yeah, but like, damn. Yeah. But yeah, TCU Texas is I don't really know. I'll tell you right now, I certainly am not expecting much out of Sedona in this one.
No, Old Acre is gonna taking her
Taylor
lunch.
Jones has been pretty damn solid, generally speaking, and honestly, like this feels like a game where it's gonna kind of be kind of almost similar to the Louisville game. I feel like more so where we get more playmaker Hailey than scoring Hailey in a perfect world, just because of the ball pressure that Texas is going to put on, and obviously like the emphasis on guarding on guarding Hailey on the perimeter and the perimeter pressure they could put on with Rory, with Madison. So I'm looking at. I mean, Madison Connor is an obvious one, but like Eminopu and Donovan Hunter were massive.
Okay, because I was looking up how to say her name.
Yes.
I was getting ready to say, like, that could be an X factor because she had 7 points and 7 rebounds today, but, like, she was doing little things that, like, mattered. Like, they
consistently over the course of this season. Like, again, like, she had, like, the pop-off game against Louisville in the way. Like, same with Donovan Hunter. Like, that's not the norm from them. And, like, so it's kind of hard to ask that of them. But if they can both find their way into double figures in this next game against Texas, again, you might not need a whole bunch of points against Texas, you know. So I'm very intrigued by the others surrounding Hailey in a game where I think that'll be more necessary as opposed to this one where Hailey was able to go and get hers like this. But look, to pivot into some hate, let's not forget, folks, because we just had this revelation. The HVL lure, I'm not going to lie, I thought it stopped at Notre Dame. Like off the top of my head. Like I truly did. I was like, okay, we get HVL Bowl against Louisville. We get the ACC rematch, you know, this matchup. You get the rematch from earlier in the season. And then it's up to Hailey Van Lith to create. But like the clouds opened up and lore dropped down to me. Because folks, if you are a new women's basketball fan, you might not remember the Texas handshake line when Hailey was at Louisville. Let me see if I can find it. I tweeted it out. Hold on. What an incredible moment where the entire timeline that night was trying to read lips. And
because we still don't know what happened. We just know that someone was mad at Hailey Van Lith.
Yes.
Like that's really just like the gist of things.
This is a throwback. Advancing to the Sweet 16 here. Hey. The handshake. To this day, we don't really know. Look, Jeff Wall saying the Super Mario jump kills me every time. Like
he was so giddy.
He was so excited.
But it's like
yeah.
That one always confused me because I was like, there was no, like, it would be one thing if like we got into it on the court and there was some pushing and there was some shoving, so now it's spilled over into the handshake line. The handshake line was the first time I became aware that there was actually an issue. So I'm kind of like, what are we doing here?
Wait.
So I thought it was just going to be a battle for the state of Texas. Turns out it just means a little more because Hailey Van Lith is in it.
Because of course.
You've already
because of course. And like, are any of those people involved in that handshake line still with Texas right now? No, I don't think so. Not off the top of my head. But like,
John, that's back when he first got his slide.
I just realized someone said on that, sir, respectfully, these are young people, young women, we're the adults. They are all still older than me. Anywho, look. Yeah, I think Rory would probably be the only one, to Joe's point. But I don't think she was involved like in the actual let's see. Shay Hawley's there. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be like much direct crossover, but leave it to Hailey Van Lith. But okay, here's the thing though. I pivoted to some hate because to end the stream tonight, we got some like appetizer hate for tomorrow. Because the UCLA team just started talking cash shit today.
I don't know why.
Let me see. I have Janiyah Barker here. This is from Brenna Green on Twitter. I don't like LSU, if I'm being honest. There's a couple people on the team that I'm really cool with. I want to beat them as bad as her UCLA teammates do, but probably a little more because Texas A&M and LSU was a rivalry. It's like a rivalry game for me. Just reset. But that wasn't even the craziest part of this. Because where is it? I gotta find. It was Jaquez, I believe. That
Dugalich.
Oh, Dugalich. Yes. Let me find this one because that was the crazier one to me. Was Dugalich.
While you're pulling that up with Janiyah's, I'm just like, okay. Because she was like, there's a couple people I'm cool with on there. Like, I'm cool with Flage. I'm cool with Michaela Williams. I'm cool with Miracle Shepherd. I'm cool with Denise. I'm like, majority of the teachers. So,
yeah, like cool everyone you're going to be matching up against pretty much.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Named like the starting five, and then you got beef with Del Rosario. Like, that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then I was completely unaware there was a Texas A&M.
That was news to me as well. I didn't know that there was any level of rivalry there, but I did just find this is from Corey Diaz here. This is Dugalich here talking about it.
I'm excited to play against them. It'll be a good rematch. They're a great team, but I just don't think that they have enough to stop us. And it's nice to finally be in the lead eight. It took me a couple of years, but I'm just really excited. Yeah.
So for me, it's like, imagine that's my first time hearing her speak ever in life, and she's saying that. Like, god dang, that's what you sound like, and also that's what you say. But like, I'm still stuck on Janiyah because I'm trying to think. Like, I know Angel Reese was on her own like Hailey Van Lith tour. Like, so we get the diamond battles at Georgia, we get Rakia in Tennessee, we obviously get South Carolina. Like, so she was like, they was the free. The original, the OG Free Smoke one, not like the fabricated one.
Yeah.
They was going around like getting under some skin. I don't know. Was that Texas? Who did she tell get your money up? She told us an assistant coach. She called him a broke.
She did. That might have been broke.
It might have been to A&M. That might have been it. Because like
maybe it was A&M. Because it was always like kind of like the middle to low tier like SEC teams that were like they'd have like one player that would really like he had like diamond battles in Georgia that year. Like where it was like always kind of like not a team that you would really.
I'm not taking this.
Yeah, like yeah. It might have been A&M.
If that's what it is, then I'll give Janiyah that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is stemming from when y'all was running around being dickheads and getting on everybody's nerves.
Rakia. It was Tennessee because that was when Angel and Rakia had the little bit of back and forth. Rakia
got her back in the turn.
Yeah. There was a couple of different things with that. Yeah,
I
that might
don't
have
doubt
been
they
right.
said something to Texas A&M though, so I'll give Janiyah that she meant rivalry in that sense. But it was still interesting to me to name like most of the team. Like, yeah, I'm cool with, so Duglitch. I don't understand why. Did anybody check with Lauren Betts before they started making these comments?
Bro, because the LSU responses were like, okay, bet. I have Flauge's here.
Oh my gosh, pull that up, please.
Like this response here, this is also from Brenna Green. This response here is fantastic.
Let's still be playing. I'm just talking with the UCLA players. Definitely, you guys knocking them out of the tournament last year is something that they remember. Just how do you kind of handle them having that motivation coming into this?
Yeah, as they should. They should remember that. They saying that when I see one of their players talking about we a good team, but they don't think we got enough for them. So that's motivation in itself.
You're ready for tomorrow, aren't you?
Oh, I've been ready. I woke up ready this morning. I thought it was game day.
Look at that face right there. Look at that face right there. You're telling me
you never make me hate her.
Yeah, no, I will ride for Flauge to the death. I love Flauge. But let me tell you right now, you're getting Flauge off a bad game. You're getting Flauge off some like kind of weird moments with Kim Mulkey that with their relationship feel very like motivation aspect, like what are you prepared to do about it? And you got UCLA talking cash. Hey man. And do you see that face? That is a face that is ready to go and hoop. And there was more as well. I don't know if you saw, but it was more subtle than that one. But in the press conference.
Oh, with all three of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is from Chessa Boucher on Twitter. But watch the faces of specifically Michaela Williams and Anissa Morrow on this one here. Because this was, again, more subtle than Flauge, not kind of, but watch the faces.
There was a few UCLA players that kind of said that, they were really looking forward to this matchup, just considering how yesterday,
look at him.
last year when, they were really looking forward to this matchup, just considering how yesterday.
Again, it's subtle. It's subtle.
There was
but they are hiding those faces.
I'm sorry, it's just like to look like a girl group and then get that moment off. It's just like they look like an R&B
that shit
group.
Goes hard, bro. Like I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, like this was already like a built-in, like kind of a little bit of built-in mess, just kind of naturally, just with it being a rematch, being deep in the tournament. I was not expecting any gasoline to be put on that fire, which was already just a small little flame. Now it's blown up to something I was not anticipating at all for this matchup. And Shani, I want to go back to your question. Did anybody ask Lauren Betts what she thought about this? Because you're writing out checks that Lauren Betts is about to have to go try and catch.
I would be so mad if I start scrolling my phone and I start seeing these clips. What the heck? Nah. I'll be in a group chat calling everybody. We having a meeting right now. Yeah. Stop what you're doing. Put your kava bowl down. Put your Chipotle down right now.
Especially after what Lauren Betts just did in the last round. Like,
first off, do you see their face cards? They're shady and they're not declining. They're serious about this.
Amen.
What are y'all doing? None of these. What are you doing? What are you doing? But I also want to pivot and give South Carolina their flowers because they've been running around, beefing with people, and everybody was kind of like, what are y'all doing? Like, can you chill out? And now look, they've opened Pandora's box. We're in a world of hate. They saw the need for a Cat Williams to open the portal of hate, and they said, we'll just do it ourselves. So shout out to my Gamecocks. Never wrong.
Yeah.
Always early.
I did see, to bring this up as well, just another kind of aspect of this. The article, the quote, dirty debutantes, I believe is what it was, last year from an LA newspaper that Corey Close retweeted it. I do honestly, believe that everything seemed very sincere about that. And, from what I've heard about Corey Close, it does, I would like to believe that, but it doesn't really matter, frankly.
If they're still mad about it, because I'm kind of like, why did you gotta read stuff.
Yeah.
And the way that article was kind of teased, and I don't remember the exact headline and lead and stuff, but it wasn't super you could tell it was getting ready to make a comparison between the two teams, and this wasn't just like UCLA is the team of the city. UCLA deserves our respect.
It's kind of like America's team, I think, right? UCLA, like America's team in comparison to LSU. It was like it was so
but it wasn't like in a way where it's like Los Angeles, give your love and support to this, and then America will fall in love with them because of this, that. It was kind of like they're going against like some dirty girls, and it's like, what are you doing? Yeah. So that was a huge misstep on her part, and it's not my apology to accept. So if they're still mad, Lauren, bless her heart, because
whole damn program writing checks.
Everybody's like, Brenda Freeze's comment. I don't know why that happened.
Yeah, there was also this to kind of just to close out here on a slight South Carolina Duke preview, which you will have boots on the ground at and content coming from for nocastbase.wb.com and some post-game stuff here. But yeah, Brenda Freeze said they've given the other teams the blueprint to beat SC. I understand. You lost. So it's like on one hand, it's like I kind of like I understand like the general like things that she's trying to say, but like if anything, it'd be like, oh, you see Indiana, you see Maryland, like is there anything you could take from that? But I don't know if there's anything directly like you lost, you know. So it's a weird comment to make, even though there might be like some like truthful aspects to it, but ultimately
not really. Because here's my thing: we've lost like 3-4 games. The blueprint to beat us has already been
that's very, very true. Yeah.
And it wasn't by you. So I was kind of like, we go from like the whole respectful, like you weren't mad about the foul calls, which I would have understood. You're saying like that we've given other teams a blueprint. Why would you do that? This isn't a group project. Y'all ganging up on us. Oh, okay. We really them girls. Now y'all all got to link up to take us down. That's crazy to me. So why are you like? I didn't like that comment. I felt like everything was chill up until that comment. That irked me because it's like, what? For what? Yeah. What blueprint? You didn't. I didn't see anything different than anybody else has done in terms of like this was oh my gosh, they made us do something completely uncharacteristic. Y'all played hard. Yeah. Y'all played us hard. You stuck to your game plan. You did play smart. I'm with that. You executed. You did what you needed to do. But to say like, yeah, we gave the blueprint like you exposed something, like, no, you just held your own and like swung your weight. Yeah. And that's where I feel. And so like I totally like kind of to your point where like I felt like at some point some of the like South Carolina stuff was like they were kind of manufacturing it in-house a little bit and searching for it. And I think they even like admitted that, if I'm not mistaken. Like there was some level of like, yeah, you know, we go and kind of look for the disrespect. Which isn't hard to find. This is very easy to feel disrespected by. And yeah, of course Duke is gonna look at the tape. But like, what does that gotta do with Maryland? You know, like, so like it just for again a team that lost, right, and that to your point had also been chill the whole kind of way through, kind of just a weird comment to make at the end. So I understand. To this point, right? A lot of that happened in the practice pressers. Like Brenda was like, you know, she has great respect for South Carolina because, you know, we played each other. Both coaches are doing the typical like, oh, they're well coached, blah 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 blah. So it's like to go from that and completely switch up and be like, we gave everybody the blueprint. Like, slow your leather arm sleeves down, Brenda.
Yeah, she put that leather jacket on.
And now you want to act unusual. Chill out.
So we will see. Did they have a blueprint? Is there a Blue Devil blueprint to a win against South Carolina? We'll see. Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see. It's possible. I don't expect it, but it's possible. And Shawnee, you'll have boots on the ground there.
I'll tell y'all. I'll let y'all know if it's there.
Yeah, if it's there, Cash Base to be the first to let you know. So make sure again, you are tapped in all across the board because socials. We have had a whole new social media rollout this week with our brand new graphics and everything, trying to keep y'all up to date with quotes and all this type of stuff. So Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. If there's a platform, we're probably on it. Facebook, all across the board. No Cat Space is around. So make sure that you're tapped in with us. You don't miss a single thing. Of course, here on the YouTube, we are live every single day of games this entire tournament. We have not missed a day yet. We will not miss a day as this all leads. Sean, it's almost time to head to the Final Four. It's about here where we will have me, Greer, and Shawnee all boots on the ground in Tampa for the Final Four. So you'll get boots on the ground coverage from there. Shawnee will have boots on the ground coverage for you tomorrow on NoCapSpaceWBB.com. Plus some of the post-game snippets that you'll be able to see. You can already go find Hannah Hidalgo and Hailey Van Lith from today on the YouTube page right now and hear what they had to say after their games. But there's so much stuff going on here with No Cat Space. And we genuinely do appreciate all the love that we have gotten over this March Madness tournament. We're inching up on 100 paid subscribers on our No Cat Space website. We're coming up on 3.1 here on the YouTube. So make sure to subscribe. Again, on the website, you got free, you got paid for additional content. Make sure you're here on the YouTube. And folks, we will see y'all tomorrow.